Hello everybody, welcome to Daddy's Game Time. This video will be about the Nintendo NX and what it needs to do to get back the hardcore gamers. First of all, I just want to say you can check us out. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We're also on Twitch here. We're here live. It's being recorded live. You can also follow us individually, Francisco and Rick and myself. And you can see all the social media that we are a part of right there. And I just wanted to say we will be getting to some gameplay. The gameplay will reveal the franchise that I do believe has the capability of bringing Nintendo back into good terms with the hardcore gamers. They already have the gamers like myself that are Nintendo fanatics, Nintendo fanboys, if you will. Fanboy is kind of a bad word nowadays, but pretty much that's what it is. I want to say this. Nintendo NX is going to be coming out pretty soon in the first quarter of 2017, and we should be weeks, if not days away from a Nintendo announcement with all the juicy details of their new console, including the official name, so we can stop calling it the Nintendo NX. And I just want to say right now, Nintendo still has a good reputation amongst its already fans. However, the Wii U was, I guess you could say it's safe to say that it was a failure, considering the lack of third-party support for it, and as well as the lack of sales for it. I think that this next console is going to be very, very important for the future of Nintendo, and the reason being is because they are a business. I know there was once a story written that they have so much money that they could fail for the next five or seven generations or something crazy like that, and still have money left over as a company, because they've had so many profits over the years and success that they've had over the years with consoles such as the NES, SNES, N64, yada yada yada. You get the picture. They've been a successful company. They have a very particular strategy, and it's sometimes not a strategy that is very popular with the hardcore gamers. Over the years, they've been having more of a reputation with the little kids, and since they don't have the third-party support, because apparently they haven't been able to play nice with third parties, Nintendo has been incapable of persuading and convincing these third-party developers to make these very popular and sometimes even great games for their consoles, such as the Wii and the Wii U. Now, with the Wii, it was a little different because many of the developers did try, and they did support the console for a while, but they couldn't support it in the sense that they had the optimized game that was original. They ended up often porting and downscaling a game, such as Call of Duty, for example. If you played Call of Duty on the PS3 or Xbox 360, you were getting a much, much better experience than the watered down Nintendo Wii experience that you would get with waving your remote control wildly and trying to aim at your opponents, and it just didn't work well. It was pretty much very, very disappointing, because that console, spec-wise, would not be able to handle the type of action that a Call of Duty deserves to have. And so then that brought us to the Nintendo Wii U. And the Wii U was also underpowered because it was released later into the generation of the PS3 and Xbox 360, and kind of halfway between the release of the PS4 and Xbox One. So you kind of had the same problem happen again in terms of power. And Nintendo knew that they were not trying to directly compete against uh, Sony and Microsoft. They were trying to continue their blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy meaning that they were going not after a specific demographic of gamers, which most of us considered to be the hardcore gamers. They went after your grandmother, your mother, your father, the little kids, everybody in between. They went after everybody. And with the Wii, it worked. With the Wii U, it didn't work. Their marketing strategy was very confusing to a lot of people. Many people thought that the Wii U itself was actually just the controller, which turned out to be untrue. The Wii U was an actual console, but it wasn't featured prominently in most of their commercials. The part that was featured prominently was that controller with the screen on it, and so there was a little bit of confusion, or a lot of confusion from a lot of those people that are used to all the technical aspects of consoles. Many of them thought it was just an add-on for the Wii, and that's also part of the problem that they named it a Wii U. People thought it was just an addition to the Wii. And no, it was something completely new and different from it. And so, yes, we have established that their marketing was tremendously flawed and it helped aid to the failure of the Wii U. So that brings us to right now. We're on the cusp of getting a brand new Nintendo console, and so there's a lot of speculation about what it's going to be, and in many respects, a lot of it has been already um, confirmed by people on the inside. As many of you already know of that popular article from, I think it was Eurogamer, where some of the details on the new console were released or leaked. So, what game do I think stands the best chance at aiding Nintendo in regaining the hardcore gamers? Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. A game that a lot of people have been asking for. Yes, Metroid. This is Super Metroid. I'm playing Super Metroid. It was originally released in 1994 for the Super Nintendo, and later on there was an iteration of it released for the Wii, which also was critically acclaimed. Sales wise, I don't think it did too great, but I also think it was because of bad timing. At the time it was released, it was towards the middle to the end of the Wii's console life cycle, and by then there was just people were over the whole gimmick of waggling your Wii remote and playing games in that fashion. They kind of wanted to go back to playing the old-fashioned way. However, they already had other options with the PS3 and Xbox 360. A lot of the first-person shooters had blown up. I know this is a different type of first-person shooter. However, it was a myriad of different things that caused this to not be successful. Mainly being underpowered system that it was on, and Nintendo's reluctance to kind of give it the push that it deserves. I think that with the right marketing and the right developers developing this franchise for the next Nintendo console, it will bring back the hardcore gamers. Hardcore gamers have been wanting Nintendo to release the Wii U version of Metroid. However, the Wii U not very successful. So this is what we end up with. We end up with a title such as this one, where we don't have the success that we want to have, because, or we I'm sorry, I'm saying we, but we're not getting what we want to have because Nintendo's not having the success that they originally planned for. I'm sure that if the Wii U would have been a runaway hit, we wouldn't have a new console coming out this year. We'd probably be looking at some new games coming out, possibly another Metroid game. So there's that. And Metroid, I think, would be a great game to have a Western developer develop. Nintendo has done this in the past before, with titles like Donkey Kong and on the Super NES. Oh, what's this? Boom. And before I do continue, I just want to say I've never played this game. Ended up missing out on a lot of the great games during the Super Nintendo era, and this being one of them. And it's considered one of the greatest games of all time. It's one of the most revered franchises in Nintendo's exclusive lineup, and I want a new Metroid. I wanna have the Metroid experience. Nintendo, if you could please do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And well, here we are. I'm requesting a new Metroid game, and I don't even consider myself a Metroid fan. I don't have the memories that a lot of the hardcore gamers do playing Super Metroid in their house or in their homes or any of the Metroid titles. So, okay, self-destruct. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go, guys. So, yeah, I think Metroid has a lot of the Western sci-fi elements that would be a good recipe for success in if it was put in the right hands. It's always been a story-driven type of system or story-driven type of game. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint whose hands it would be best left in terms of development. I personally would like to see what a studio like Bungie would do with the Metroid title. I don't know, but I just think that the Western developers right now are having a lot of wonderful success with the types of titles that are out, because there's a lot of innovation. Whereas I hate to say it, and I know they've been catching a lot of grief lately, especially on the internet. But the Japanese developers seem to be kind of stuck in the late 90s, early 2000s in terms of their design elements in video games. For example, you have these extremely long tutorials where they're just kind of hand holding the whole time, and you have to press A just to continue dialogue in these games, and you have to just press, and they don't let you just kind of experience and learn on your own a lot of these things that a lot of the Western developers are doing. And that's why a lot of the Western developers are having success with their games, because they are doing these things. They are allowing gamers to just be gamers and have fun. A lot of the hardcore gamers love to just go ahead and just explore. Let them figure it out, whether it be hard or not. Let them do things on their own, and let the rest be whatever it is. A lot of the Japanese developers have not been allowing these Western developers to do any of that stuff. I'm sorry, the gamers to do any of that stuff. So as you can tell, I get a little bit distracted here as I'm trying to play this game and trying to explain my thoughts. It's kind of difficult sometimes, but sometimes it is what it is. So yeah, I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Also, I think that the Western developers should have a shot at having a franchise like Metroid, and Nintendo obviously has had success in the past doing that, and also I think the other big one that can help with Nintendo success is obviously Pokemon, coming off of the great success that was Pokemon Go. However, this video I'm doing is about bringing back the hardcore gamers. Yes, you'll always have the Mario games. I would love to see Super Mario Galaxy 3 come out. I think that's another game that, even though it's kind of wrapped up in the visuals of a children's game, the game mechanics are more of hardcore gamer standards, which is, I think, wonderful. I think that's another title that could bring some of the hardcore gamers back. But this, I think, would be something I would love to see a big company come up with. Can you imagine this title in the hands of somebody like Bungie, or maybe Infinity Ward? Somebody with maybe already experience in these types of games, and just bring on a Western touch and feel to it. Oh, that would be so good. I love video games. Video games, I think, are a wonderful mental exercises. They help you scientifically. They've been shown to help people with hand-eye coordination, especially people that have had accidents and have issues with hand-eye coordination, and they're just kind of recovering from whatever it may be. I need to learn how to jump better here in this. With this, let me see. I don't know why I died there, but yeah, I'm rambling on at this point. I'm just enjoying the gameplay, even though I haven't figured it out quite yet. But yeah, my final thoughts. I just want to know what you guys think. What game franchises, exclusive franchises, can Nintendo bring to the next generation of Nintendo to regain all the hardcore gamers? I think they lost a lot of hardcore gamers to Xbox 360, to PlayStation, PlayStation 3 during that generation of the Wii. And so now it's time to kind of try to get those gamers back, put Nintendo back on top again, and we'll see if this Nintendo NX is going to be the answer, because I think that if the Nintendo NX isn't the answer, we're going to be seeing a lot more of Nintendo licensing out their titles for smartphones, instead of Nintendo making their own games anymore. They'll probably be hiring other people to make them for them, for other open applications such as cell phone manufacturers. And I think that's a world that the hardcore gamers, including myself, don't want to be a part of. We want Nintendo to be successful. The video game industry always advances with their innovation when Nintendo is on the top of their game and is being successful. However, Nintendo needs to do things the right way. Sometimes they need to let go of their perhaps ego, if that's what's causing the issues at some points, knowing that they have the best franchises out of any exclusive franchises out of any console manufacturer, and maybe they just rely on that a little bit too much. And hopefully this can be something that will help them get back on top and back onto their pedestal where they should be. Hey, I finally got it just in time for the end of this video. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today here on Daddy's Game Time. Remember, check us out. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and here on Twitch. Until next time, enjoy your games and love your families. Ciao.